So I don't normally do hotel reviews, but I've got to say, Hotel Bristol in Powell, what a fantastic place to stay if ever you're in this area. Great people, great rooms, great food. What more can you want? So I'm now going to head down towards Gabas, which is at the end of a beautiful valley, apparently. And the sun is shining, so it's going to be a really fantastic day. So I will see you en route. This is turning into a pretty cool route. Oh man. So this is really annoying. I'm heading down towards Saint-Savin and I've gone all the way through that pass and the road is blocked. Now the truth is, the actual blockage is about 100 foot past this point. And the guys have, I could easily lift that. I could easily ride over the rough bit of rubble that's there. It's easy. But they're not going to move. They won't let me come through, which is really annoying. So here's my plan. Basically, to go back the other way, to head back, it's about a 3-hour round trip, whereas it's 25 minutes to get to where I'm staying tonight. So I've actually, part of what I do for a living is trading. So what I'm actually going to do, the markets are literally opening in 10 minutes time. So I'm going to find a nice space over there by that tree to go and sit. And I'm going to do what I need to do for trading, and then perish the thought they've gone, I might find myself lifting that barrier and going down. If they haven't gone at that point, I'm going to go all the way round and take the long route round, which I really don't want to do. So let's see if they move.
Much later.
Okay, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit pissed off. It's an hour later. I've done the work that I needed to do, but these guys, they're still there. Honestly, can you see the white van in the distance? You probably can't, to be fair, but that is where the roadworks end. I could easily get past that digger and the little bit of roadworks that's there, but because they're not willing to move, and just before you ask, I did try cash as an incentive. Because of that, I've now got to do about a 2.5 hour round trip, which is really frustrating because where I'm staying tonight is literally 25 minutes down the road. So I'm going to get reclothed and start on this ridiculous detour. I don't really know what this is. What is it? That was a big waterfall. That would be really cool. So you've obviously got a cable car that goes right over the top of those waterfall, or over the top of that waterfall. However, it's closed. I would have done that otherwise. That looks really cool. Never mind. Based on the parking, it must get busy. I wonder why it's closed today. It's Tuesday. Oh well, there's plenty more to see and do, so we will continue on up the pass. I think if I keep my windscreen down, I think you can see more. I'll tell you what would be really interesting. It would be, for me anyway, it would be interesting for me to go up with some really experienced riders to see how they kind of hug the roads. I mean, I am... Wow, look at that. Whilst at the same time side-eyeing the road. For me, although my wife might disagree, was she watching one of these videos? For me, I know that I'm keeping well within my safe kind of comfort zone. I'm not pushing myself much at all now. Maybe that's because I did loads of slow riding practice in the winter months, and so I mean I think anyone can ride at speed. I don't think that's unfair. I mean, as long as you're not pushing it too much, I think it's safe. But with a big bike, this is my limited experience. The challenges come when riding slowly, and so I haven't really talked about this, but I actually spent a lot of the winter slow riding around car parks, which, being a bit of a sad ass, I really enjoy, actually. Look at that. And I think that's improved my slow riding a lot, actually. I follow this guy, this amazing guy on YouTube who does Moto Jutsu, I think it is. And he's brilliant. He has like, this is lovely. He has various belts that you can get depending on the techniques that you're trying to practice, and I've really enjoyed kind of going through that program and just trying to improve my slow riding. I'm still not very good, but I think I'm a lot better than I was in my last French trip. I'll tell you what, we're starting to get really high now. This is fine, but I do actually have a real fear of heights, and like when we get to here, for example, the drop-off is pretty severe. It's not pretty severe, it is very severe. Actually, this bit isn't too bad. I'm really, look at that, we're above the clouds now. I'm just taking my time. Luckily there's not many other vehicles up here. When anyone comes up behind me, I just pull over and let them pass. Actually, this is fine. This is fine. We've got no massive edge here. We just keep going up. My ears keep popping as well. See, I don't like that. I don't like that there. All that there. Look at those mountains. I mean, I can't imagine for one moment that these roads will be open in the winter. I'm going to put this down. Save me getting save me getting hit with bugs. Ah, looks like that was the top of it. Do you know what? I really admire these cyclists. I used to cycle a long time ago, but my God, they work hard to get up these mountains. I mean, incredible. I'd much rather have an engine. I think the problem with this part of the world is I could just keep my cameras on all the time, but I think you'd get bored because you're not really seeing what I'm seeing. I mean, a GoPro is a good camera for what it is, but it's just incredible, this place. Really severe drop there, which I'm not really focusing on. But honestly, this is the most beautiful area ever. And a little GoPro doesn't really give you a sense of it. Although my eyes are firmly tied to the road, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I had my camera on pretty much all the time, and I think every moment you would see beauty everywhere. Whoa, a bit wet. Oh God. Let me get my visor up here. Oh, it is up. You've gone from dry roads to very wet and slippery. Oh, that came out of nowhere. Again, probably absolutely nothing to worry about, but the fear kicks in. Beautiful place. Oh, I don't want him to butt me off the road. That is a long way down. I wonder if Liana would like to be up on the back of the bike with me up here. There is one thing I've learned so far. It's obviously much nicer to ride with the faceplate open, but with this shield down. But of course it doesn't cover your mouth, and so whenever I'm riding along like that, with my mouth even slightly open, flies go straight in. Do you know what? I honestly think that road closure was the best thing that could have happened to me. Look at the map here. Look at that. I would have missed out on all of this This is obviously just a narrow track, but it's in perfect condition. There's no loose stones or anything, so obviously my confidence is higher. But this is the thing, isn't it? The wonderful aspect about being on a bike is that you have the freedom to go where you want. And you know, for example, driving a car on this would be a bit of a pain, wouldn't it? And driving a motorhome is out of the question. Well, would be for me. But on a bike it's just amazing. And as I say, I wouldn't have seen any of this if I'd gone through where that blockage was. So it was a good thing, actually. As long as I don't drop the bike on these really, really narrow little corners. Because if you'll remember from my last trip, the golden rule is don't drop the bike. And I shouldn't really say this, but I haven't yet dropped this bike. That's the kiss of death, isn't it? There has been so little traffic on these roads, which when you've got an absolutely perfect day like we have today, you'd think it would be filled with tourists, frankly. Certainly you'd think it would be filled with bikers, but it isn't. There's no one here. I feel like I'm dropping into first too much, but I just don't want to stall it when I go around the corner too slowly. So this is where I'm staying for tonight. It's I think it's called Quarterets. My pronunciation is as always probably horrendous there, but I believe it's supposed to be one of the older villages, or one of the oldest villages in the Pyrenees. And however, before we get ourselves booked into a hotel, I've got to get some fuel, so we're going to do that first. Actually, just out of curiosity, I am rolling up to a hotel now, and I haven't got anything reserved. I have looked online. I can see they've got rooms, and I can see that it's a lot cheaper if I just go straight to the hotel rather than paying online, you know, in booking.com. So if this works out, this is going to be the way I'm going to do it from now on. But as I say, first things first, let's get some petrol. So I'm all checked into a hotel in, I'm sure it's pronounced Quarterets. In fact, it probably isn't pronounced like that. But anyway, I'm all checked in. I just wanted to say, I haven't been riding that long, maybe 5 years, but that was by far the best day's riding I've ever done. And ironically, it all really stemmed from the fact that I couldn't get through that road. I mean, it was really frustrating at the time because the blockage was about 100 foot. And I could have easily gone round, but they were just being, I don't want to use the word stubborn. I am going to use the word stubborn. They wouldn't move. They wouldn't let me go by. And there was plenty of space. Anyway, the direct result of that was a 2.5 hour kind of round trip going around the other side of the mountain. But it was the best riding I've ever done. Now, this map is a bit embarrassing. I know it's so ridiculously small. You can't really see anything. But in essence, started in Pau. Rode rather directly south in the middle of where you can't see any roads, and then I kind of did a bit of a weird circuit and I ended up in Quarterets. Again, can't really emphasize enough, best day's riding I've ever done. Really looking forward to tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be an absolutely fantastic day riding over the passes, and the weather looks fantastic too. So if you've enjoyed this video, it'd just be great if you could click on that like button, and please subscribe and click that bell notification icon. That way you won't miss out on any of my future videos.